This is Terry Kurtz online reporting on Victor Valley, High Desert, and Mojave River Valley events, activities, entertainment, sports, and history. We open this Victor Valley TV Local Edition newscast with the first 9/11 memorial service at Victor Valley College.
Where were you when the world stopped turning that September day? Were you out in the yard with your wife and children, or working on some stage in LA? Did you stand there in shock at the sight of that black smoke rising against that blue sky? Did you shout out in anger and fear for your neighbor?
With that kind of spirit, the American spirit, that spirit that says, I will never give up. Someone who never gives up can never be defeated.
But I know Jesus and I talk to God, and I remember this from when I was young. Faith, hope, and love are some good things He gave us, and the greatest is love.
I know when I say that to people, some people say this is not a day of celebration. Yes, it is. America goes on, and America is stronger. And that is because of the American spirit.
Did you open your eyes, hope it never happened?
That none of us be found wanting on that day when we come to answer for what we did in response to those two words. So I say them here again. Let's roll.
Faith, hope, and love are some good things He gave us.
So remember that as we teach our next generation. 9/11 was when the enemy took that shot at us. We looked them in the eye and we said, guess what, America's still here and we're coming after you. So remember that when you tell the people who are in charge. Never forget that we're coming after the enemy.
Did you stand there in shock at the sight of that black smoke rising against that blue sky? Did you shout out in anger and fear for your neighbor, or did you sit down and cry? Where were you when the world stopped turning that September day?
Operation Consequences crime fighters closed out August, targeting neighborhoods including 5 Victorville and 2 Apple Valley locations. 18 search warrants led to the arrest of 12 felons, and 10 firearms were confiscated. That brings the arrests total to 350 in the first 7 months of Consequences sweeps. Information from the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department report 400 firearms seized. Operation Consequences conducts crime suppression operations throughout the high desert and in the sheriff's jurisdiction surrounding the city of San Bernardino. Operations include parole and probation checks. There are currently 6,568 parolees at large in California. 534 of those parolees are at large in San Bernardino County. It is rattlesnake season in the high desert. Rattlesnakes give birth August to September to the young. They can be more dangerous because their rattles have not developed yet, but they are just as venomous as adult rattlesnakes. Here are some helpful tips on staying safe on the trails or in your yard. Wear appropriate over-the-ankle hiking boots, thick socks, and loose-fitting long pants. Never go barefoot or wear sandals when walking through off-road areas. Avoid tall grass, weeds, rocks, and heavy underbrush where rattlesnakes like to hide during the day. Watch where you step and do not put your foot in or near a crevice where you cannot see. If a fallen tree or large rock is in your path, step up on it instead of over it. Check out stumps or logs before sitting down. Do not turn over rocks or logs. If you must move a rock or log, use gloves and roll it toward you, giving anything beneath it the opportunity to escape in the opposite direction. Never grab sticks or branches while swimming in lakes and rivers. Rattlesnakes can swim. Avoid approaching any snake you cannot positively identify as a safe species. Our Mojave green rattlers are said to have the deadliest venom of any viper. If you hear the warning rattle, move away from the area and do not make sudden or threatening movements in the direction of the rattlesnake. Remember, rattlesnakes do not always rattle before they strike. Do not handle a freshly killed rattlesnake. It can still inject venom. In sports, the Hesperia Scorpions registered their second straight shutout over a Desert Sky League team, beating Granite Hills 24-0. All-league defensive Monster Beast twins Anthony Ruiz and Gavin Stolt lead Coach Casey Goodnow's stingy defense throughout this rainy night. This Angel Taylor interception offers evidence of two game-deciding factors: the Cougars' tendency to turn the ball over and the Scorpions' defensive dominance throughout. Hesperia forces 4 turnovers on the night. Offensively, DeLon Williams gets Hesperia on the board right out of the gate. DeLon Williams gets outside, breaks a tackle in the secondary, and sprints into the end zone. This is the first of 3 touchdowns this game by the 5'5", 145-pound sophomore. The biggest comeback story of the week is Sultana's Jacob Higgs, coming back from a serious knee injury to lead the Sultans past Riverside Poly 48-47. Jacob Higgs throws 6 touchdown passes and runs for the game-winning touchdown. 4 of Jacob Higgs' TD passes were to LaMason Waller III. A disappointing Apple Valley comeback story. Kyle Godfrey's Sun Devils come back from Las Vegas, having their game against Arborview canceled due to lightning. Next for the Sun Devils, the battle for the bell. Oak Hills explodes for 48 second-half points in battering Palmdale 65-3. Carson Cox led the offense, scoring here on a 35-yard run in the second quarter. The 6-foot, 192-pound junior goes on to score third-quarter touchdowns on runs of 18 and 30 yards. Carson Cox races 62 yards to score the first time he carries the ball, but this brilliant run was nullified by one of many Bulldogs penalties. Diego Lopez throws a pair of scoring passes. Maurice Parker, the receiver, on the first. Maurice Parker hauls it in 10 yards upfield, then races the rest of the way to the end zone, fighting off a tackler's attempt to strip the ball and stretching across the goal line on an outstanding demonstration of yards after catch. The victory moves the Bulldogs to 3-0. They are ranked number 6 in the CIF Southern Section Power Rankings. Robert Kistner's Victor Valley Jackrabbits are 3-0 after their 65-20 victory at 29 Palms. Hezekiah Jenkins, 4 touchdowns for the Jackrabbits. Casey Mahalchik's Serrano Diamondbacks fall to 1-2 following their 35-6 setback at Paraclete. Silverado's pursuit of win number 1 takes them to Summit next, following the Hawks' 35-8 loss to Citrus Valley. 1-2, Adelanto goes to Ontario Christian next, following the Saints' 35-20 loss at Diamond Ranch. Clay Lillimanu's Aztecs make it 2 straight shutout victories, walloping Indio 54-0. Dimitri Curiel 4 touchdowns in the win. Hesperia Christian overpowers Chula Vista's Victory Christian 59-6. Aiden Ortega 2 rushing touchdowns. The Patriots go to Vista Maria in Santa Ana next. Terry Kurtz Online was brought to you by Down Home Grill in Victorville on the corner of Bear Valley Road and Ridgecrest Road. Bid fast and last. World-class auctioneers. Zolu Quality Truck Body. Family-owned and operated since 1954. The Bradco Companies, our area's longest-standing full-service commercial brokerage firm. Iwanzak Law Firm. Trial lawyers for serious problems. We Got 'em Tees. Your headquarters for custom screen printing and mastercraft embroidery design. Silverwood. The developers of the Silverwood Master Planned Community support the events, youth activities, and programs of our high desert Mojave River Valley communities. And by the Holiday Inn in Victorville. The Holiday Inn, conference and convention center for the high desert and destination of choice of visitors and travelers to the Victor Valley. Terry Kurtz Online flashes back to dramatized video trailers promoting novels written by Victor Valley author John Beyer.
You American tramp! Do what I say or she dies!
Please, I'll do anything you want. Just let her go.
Get on the loudspeaker! Tell the teachers to open the classrooms now!
I can't do that.
Then she dies.
The teachers won't unlock their doors. Not after seeing you and your men come onto school grounds.
Then we will have to find other avenues, won't we?
How serious is this going to get?
Depends on how serious these men are.
It's going to be pretty serious from the intel I've received from the deputies on scene. We've got over 24 well-armed men, RPGs, AK-47s. We need to get SWAT here if we have time.
This is not looking very promising.
What are we going to do if SWAT doesn't make it there on time? You two seem awfully calm for a school being taken over by terrorists.
Not at all, but this is the way of life. This terrorism is new to you Americans, but it's old to us.
Ah, the Russian philosopher.
My God! They just executed 2 children.
How do you know?
It was just uploaded to YouTube.
This is when it starts.
A killer without remorse, burning with pride and having the time of his life, Zachary Marshall is unstoppable until Detective Jonas Peters unexpectedly arrives in the midst of one of Marshall's heinous crimes. After a bank robbery goes from bad to worse and leaves 3 dead, including a little girl, Marshall finds himself the target of the most intensive manhunt Riverside, California has ever witnessed.
Thought you quit smoking.
About a dozen times in the past 3 years. Today just seemed easy to slip into old habits.
Got an extra one?
Rebecca, you don't smoke.
You're right. I can't sympathize that much.
Good.
Tell me what happened.
Is this official?
It has to be, Jonas. It's my business. I need to know that procedures were followed to the letter of the law.
You know me, Rebecca. Of course they were.
Jonas, this is bad. Not only has the department lost a fine detective, but we've got 2 dead civilians and one who may or may not make it. And we've got nothing to show for it. That perp just disappeared off of that roof.
We followed procedures.
Tell me then. I need to know exactly how it happened.
You can read my report.
Look, I know you guys hate internal affairs, but you gotta understand something. We don't only go after the bad cops, we try to protect the good ones. Look, I know you've been through hell today, but don't take it out on me. I'm trying to help.
Steve and I heard shots inside the bank and decided to go in.
Did you know what the shooting was about?
Not at the time, but we thought it prudent to get our asses in there before there'd be possible bloodshed. We wanted to wait for backup, but there wasn't enough time.
Jonas, the only thing that suspect shot before you got in there was the surveillance camera. That was it.
How were we to know? I thought he might start shooting up the place. It was a judgment call, Rebecca, plain and simple.
Nothing in this business is plain and simple. There's a lot of knots in this story that have to be untied before it's laid out to view. Look, I probably overstepped my authority by saying this much this early. I'll talk to you again. I am sorry about your partner.
Yeah, sure.
Screw you. I'll miss him too.
Detective Peters becomes frustrated and half-crazed as the case falters due to lack of clues and evidence. Ordered to take a vacation from the department before he drives all of the other detectives crazy with his constant tirades, he reluctantly agrees, but an innocent remark to the media changes the entire scenario. Now the hunter becomes hunted. Detective Peters takes this homicide case especially hard, having seen his own young daughter murdered during a bungled convenience store robbery years earlier. The pain of the darkness is too deep, and the spirits are waiting to remind him they will not forgive him, and he cannot forgive himself. There will be no rest until Marshall is caught. Hunted, available May 18th in bookstores everywhere.
John Robert Beyer has since published the novels Operation Scorpion and Akitos, The Past Will Kill. A gifted photographer as well as novelist and author, John Beyer co-authors online articles with his wife, Lorraine Beyer, on their blog website, J&L Research and Exploration. He is also an award-winning columnist, the author of Beyer's Byways column, appearing weekly in USA Today and the Victorville Daily Press. The Beyers have also appeared in episodes of the Tales of the Frontier television series. On this date in high desert sports and entertainment history, behind the scenes of this 2012 episode of Tales of the Frontier series, filmed locally.
Ladies and gentlemen, Two Gun Family. The program you are about to see is true. No names have been changed because, well, nobody here is innocent. Return with us to the days of the Old West with the speed of light, a cloud of dust, and a hearty
I love everything about it.
Locations for the 2012 series Tales of the Frontier take us to the Lazy Lizard in Lucerne Valley, to the nearby Lazy G Ranch, to a very cold, windy, and wet early morning shoot at the Saggy V in Apple Valley's Marianas, and neighboring locations along the Mojave River, up to picturesque Big Bear and Crestline locations observed by traveling journalist John Beyer and wife Lorraine, who later joined the cast of Tales of the Frontier.
That we covered one of the episodes up in Crestline during the summer, and it was such a fun event, all-day event, that we decided to come in and do work as extras. I didn't realize how much there was into a production. I mean, my goodness, this costume took 40 minutes to put on, and we're not done yet.
And back down to Dale and Lloyd Noel's Coyote Pines outside Lucerne Valley, the nearby Whitehorse Ranch, Western Village, and back over to the Kemper Campbell Ranch between Victorville and Apple Valley. Upcoming flashbacks to the making of Tales of the Frontier will take us farther behind the scenes of this Western series filmed at high desert locations. Want to be an extra in the movies?
Expect long hours and an early call time in work like this. We arrived at 7 o'clock this Sunday morning in anticipation of a 12-hour shoot. Locations are often remote, secluded, and hard to find.
Am I in the right area?
Still driving
Background talent, we're not called extras anymore, but talent come from all kinds of, well, backgrounds. Kimberly Harmon trains horses and is reigning 4-time world champion cowgirl mounted shooter. A resident of Phelan, Kimberly, obviously, is feeling right at home horseback. She rides Flash in shooting competition under the name Calico Star. She's been doing film work for 5 years. You might also find her behind the counter at C's Candy Shop in the mall. You'll recognize her selling confection by her infectious smile. Like many in background talent, Kimberly possesses specialized skills that could be hugely beneficial in her quest for bigger roles. This aspiring screenwriter is a mime. He began film work in the early 90s in Los Angeles.
Yeah, like I said, I've been acting for 14 years and decided I needed a break, health-wise as well, and to help my wife with her business. She supported my dream for 14 years, and now I'm supporting her. She's a muralist and a faux finisher.
Greg's mime talents are readily recognizable. The Starbucks guy in sports commercials, Doritos, Travelers Insurance, children's network programming. But travel to L.A. no longer appeals to this Hesperia resident.
And I stayed with Cattle Call because it's local. It's easy. And I don't have to travel to L.A., which I finally I've had it up to here with L.A. anymore.
It didn't take long for this Victorville mother of two to build up her resume.
I've been involved in Herbie and Journey from the Fall, an independent film, and CSI, the TV show, and it's been really fun.
Should locals feel Hollywood production folks find us naive or harder to work with? Just the opposite.
Oh no, we just cope with it. We are just normal people up here. Actually, they come from LA, they see our talent up here and see the people that they work with and are absolutely amazed because it's a different feeling from what they deal with in LA.
That's not just the local casting director's take. Take it from this veteran.
I find that most film crews can't stand actors in LA. But they've come out here, and I've heard people comment over and over how much they enjoy the locals.
Wardrobe and makeup, first stops for background talent, and aspects we look forward to.
No, this hand is not mine. They gave it to me. Wardrobe gives you stuff to wear, you know, if you don't want to wear it. It's all fun for fun, you know.
So you're really not handsome? That the wardrobe did that?
Yeah, wardrobe did that. I'm not really this handsome.
It's all about fun and enjoying the work.
The most I enjoy about doing movies and stuff is meeting the actors, seeing how movies are made, and just the atmosphere, you know. It's surreal being on a movie set. It's not like a regular job. It's different.
It's different, all right. I'll vouch for that. You can even sleep on the job and get paid for it. So what's it really all about?
You just have a lot of fun. I don't know. It's mostly an adventure more than a money scheme, you know?
Headlines and headline makers looking back to years past in High Desert and Mojave River Valley sports and entertainment history. From the entertainment archives, stuntmen take a SWAT team into action, then train actors in firearm safety on TV and movie projects filmed locally.
A SWAT team in action. In reality, stuntmen in a scene from the cable network Extreme series. Sightings takes us behind the scenes involving stunts. This action in a warehouse on 395 in Adelanto. Many of these stuntmen are members of the longest standing gunfighting reenactment group in the Victor Valley, James Fuente's Santa Fe Drifters. They've been trained and drilled by Gary Robert, a 27-year veteran of the Hollywood stunt work scene since his days with Chips. Robert, a Navy SEAL, is one of the few certified firearms trainers available to Hollywood. His work reflects his drive as a perfectionist. These actions are realistic. The SWAT members' disciplined moves and precise procedures. That's not what's wanted on the next set. Robert took on the nearly impossible task of drilling the cast of Backstreets of Heaven. Divine Gordon Asa is directing and producing this independent film, all shot around and in Barstow. Firearms training, triple-digit temperatures, minimum time. We're sleeping in the heat of the Mojave at this shoot of the movie Backstreets of Heaven. Training deadly serious. This is all live ammunition. New York's Jacqueline Herod, the lone female assassin this day. Soul is the command to lower and cover your weapon, finger always off the trigger.
This is exciting.
Divine Gordon Asa, director, producer, actor, gunman.
very excited, man. That was very good. I mean, that's the first time I actually ever fight a live round, so that made me feel like, it's like you're releasing a lot, and I realized that it's not too hard. I mean, it's not too hard just to pull the trigger and cause some chaos.
Unlike blanks, live rounds reveal accuracy.
It also brought to me the realization that what we're doing here is really very serious.
Barstow's Amanda Harris stars in Backstreets of Heaven, which was renamed Blood Sun Town and released in 2013. It is now available on YouTube. Tales of the Frontier. Ghosts, the most ambitious project to date for director Tina Luciano and Law Dog Productions. Creative, original, intriguing, demanding.
Everybody wants to be a freaking director, I swear to God.
To a magnificent degree, unprecedented risks.
For the love of God.
You are completely surrounded.
See what I have to deal with. I love these guys.
I don't know what's what.
Elaborate sets, constructed by First Assistant Director and Master Craftsman James A.E. Fuentes. Other actresses and actors, many first time with Law Dog Productions, echo factors attracting them to this series.
Well, I'm here today in Lucerne Valley filming with Law Dog Productions with my wife Lorene. It's kind of a family day, and we're just extras in a bank scene, but we're excited to be here. These folks are just wonderful. It's a very family Christian group, just like it. We have a blog, J&L Research Exploration, that we covered one of the episodes up in Crestline during the summer, and it was such a fun event, all-day event, that we decided to come in and do work as extras.
Well, the experience has been very enjoyable. What first attracted me was the family values atmosphere. I had an opportunity 5 or 6 years ago to be in a film, in a television series, and a commercial. The film was with Jim Caviezel and some stars from Saving Private Ryan. I enjoyed it. This one has been very enjoyable, and with the nice atmosphere, the family surroundings, it's just been a real pleasant experience.
From Tina Luciano's Law Dog Productions, Tales of the Frontier. Family television entertainment. The county's Liaison Education and Risk Network class, Learn, is being offered to educate food operators on food safety. Learn is a free training class based on the fundamentals of active managerial control and the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention's risk factors that lead to foodborne illnesses. The class is designed to educate operators on food safety, teach practices and procedures that will reduce foodborne illnesses, and provide a forum to network about various food safety topics. People who benefit include anyone who prepares or serves or handles food and can promote change in the facility to ensure safe food is served. All classes are free. Classes will be held monthly, and space is limited. Visit this website to view class dates and RSVP. San Bernardino County's Vital Statistics Registration Office has launched a new service that allows residents to purchase certified copies of birth and death certificates online. The Victor Valley Community Services Council is offering free homemaker services, transportation, and activities for seniors ages 60 and older with mobility challenges. For more information or to reserve your seat on the bus, call 760-243-9646. Terry Kurtz Online was brought to you by Down Home Grill in Victorville on the corner of Bear Valley Road and Ridgecrest Road.
So.
Bid fast and last. World-class auctioneers. Valu Quality Truck Body. Family owned and operated since 1954. The Bradco Companies, our area's longest standing full-service commercial brokerage firm. Ewanzak Law Firm, trial lawyers for serious problems. We Got 'em Tees, your headquarters for custom screen printing and mastercraft embroidery design. Silverwood, the developers of the Silverwood Master Plan community, support the events, youth activities, and programs of our high desert Mojave River Valley communities. And by the Holiday Inn in Victorville. The Holiday Inn, conference and convention center for the high desert and destination of choice of visitors and travelers to the Victor Valley. That's a wrap on this edition of Terry Kurtz Online. On behalf of Victor Valley Television Productions, thank you for watching. We hope to see you again next time around.